Hi guys! Today this video is about showing you how I take down my cornrows without breakage, and I'm going to show you a little bit of how much hair I lost in the process of taking my hair down and also after washing it. In the previous video I mentioned why sometimes we can't consider cornrows protective styling, because if there's a lot of stress put on the hair during the process of putting in the cornrows and also the process of taking it out, then we know that it defeats the purpose of calling it a protective style. And for a lot of people, taking out the cornrows can cause a lot of breakage because we become very impatient in taking it off, and especially when you get to the top of the hair where the cornrow starts off, it's easy to get tangled in there. So you really need to carefully take it out in order to prevent that breakage. So without me talking any much further, let's get into the video. So the first thing I do, I moisturize my hand with some coconut oil, just so that I don't create any breakage as I'm doing it and my hair is moisturized. And then I use some shea butter to really get the moisture going in that one cornrow, so that as I move through the cornrow, it won't be too dry, so there will be no breakage. And I start really carefully all the way to the very bottom. I take my time to go through each intersection of the cornrow, and I make sure that I do it in a very orderly fashion, so that again I don't get tangling and unnecessary breakage as I do this. Now I'm going through this very slowly, and it's going to take quite a while to get through the entire cornrow, so at some point I'm going to speed this up, so you don't need to see how I do every minute or every second of the cornrow, but I use the same procedure from the beginning up to the very top of the cornrow. And here I am once again adding some shea butter and a little oil as I notice that the corner is getting drier. And again, as I said, I want to keep it well moisturized to keep doing it. As you can see, I am adding the shea butter here once again. And I continue doing this up until I get to the very top, where I'm going to repeat the process of adding a little shea butter to ensure that, because that is the part of the cornrow that is the most prone to breakage. When you get to that very top where the hair intermingles much more with other strands. So I take my time. I'm very careful with this part of the hair, because as I said again, that is where, if I have to experience breakage, that is where I experience the most. And I'm all done with this cornrow, and this is the hair that has come out of this one cornrow. I'm going to just put my hand so you can see it against a contrasting background. And then all I do after this, again, to prevent the hair from just being exposed to the wind, I do a 2-strand twist, and I do that for every cornrow as I go along, to keep the hair in some sort of tame state. And I'm just going to show you once again how I do another cornrow towards the front of my hair. I've done all the other cornrows in the same manner, but I'm just showing you this one time again in case you wanted to see it again. Again, I put some oil in my hands and on the cornrow itself, and then I add some shea butter along the length of the cornrow, so that it stays as moisturized as possible as I do it, because you know very well that the drier our hair is, the weaker it is and the more prone to breakage it is. And you can see I'm really getting in there to get that knot out, and I had no knotting or breakage from that spot right there. And as you can see, once again, as I said, as I get to parts where I feel like it's a little dry or where I didn't add any moisturizer when I first started, then I add it at this point to ensure that the hair stays moisturized. Now this corner is going in the opposite direction to most of the other corners on my head. And so again, because it's not the normal way, I have to be extra careful in making sure that I am taking it down carefully. And listen, I kid you not, every single cornrow took me no less than 9 to 10 minutes to be completely removed. And that is why I did this over a period of 2 days, so that I wouldn't get frustrated. And again, when we get frustrated, we tend to tug at our hair more and we tend to break it more. So I just did it over the 2 days, and then whenever I was tired, I took a break and I went back to it as necessary. So I'm just giving you a little close-up. I'm trying to get as close to the camera as possible so you can see exactly how I take this part of the cornrow down, because again, as I said, that is the part that is the most prone to getting all tangled. And so I have to go through this part very, very slowly, very, very carefully, so that I'm not tugging and pulling again or breaking, as I originally said. Okay, so this one is all done. And I'm going to do the same thing that I have done with anyone I have removed. I am going to put some 2-strand twists in there. And again, this is the hair that has come out of this braid. And I'm just 2-strand twisting that, as I said, to keep it out of the way so I can continue with the rest of my hair. So guys, this is the amount of hair that I lost in taking my cornrows out in total after 4 weeks of not having combed my hair. Now I rolled it up into balls because otherwise they would have been all over the place, flying all over the house. So I had to roll it up. So you probably can't see the true amount, but it's not that much, considering once again that my hair is longer, and the fact that I didn't comb it for 4 weeks. So of course the shed hair needed to come out. This is the amount of hair. Now this one didn't get rolled up into a ball, so you can see the fluffiness of it. So it's easier to see how much hair came out after I detangled my hair and washed my hair. So this is the amount of hair that came out then. And once again, as I said, after 4 weeks, when you add up, one second. When you add up these two after 4 weeks on longer hair, and you know, the longer the hair is, the more it looks like when it's in a ball, it looks like more hair. So after 4 weeks, I'm quite satisfied with that actually. Yes, so that's the amount of hair in total that I lost in the process of taking my hair down. And I wouldn't consider it losing the hair, because to me, that's hair that should have come off my head in the first place in those 4 weeks, and it's now out.